Hello. So I am going to go through some more modeling pictures. I'm going to pull up the images from when I had worked with, where is it? Dionysian Concepts Photography. And so while that particular photographer did go over to my house for pictures for the modeling, it was not during the construction, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'm fairly certain that there was only one particular photographer that I had allowed during the construction aspect. So I'm going to get the pictures up and get that going and then give a quick description. Although I will say that as far as Dionysian Concepts is concerned, I was told later, many moons, how many? Was told when I was in San Antonio again, that there were issues with that particular photographer. And it was a female who told me about that. I don't remember her name, but she was dating someone who lived in Florida or something. And she had been really into cats. I do remember that. She was nice, real sweet. But we had discussed a whole bunch of different things, and she had said that the photographer, the Dionysian Concept one, had said, had shown pictures that he had taken of me, and that, whatchamacallit, he had gotten into the BDSM lifestyle. And I said, oh, okay, well, I know that he had done the pictures, but as a person, I don't know him as a person. Not that I'm aware of. And, I do remember that he had been interested in certain portions of BDSM. However, he did not feel comfortable having his wife speak with me in certain regards because he had wanted to ask questions during one of the modeling sessions. And I had told him, well, you can't ask me questions for your wife. If your wife has questions, your wife has questions. You can't be like, well, that's not how that works. You're not going to get the answers for your wife if you ask me instead of her asking me. Doesn't make sense. So anyway, so I'll turn the camera around so that way you can see that. I do know that, well, I'll go into that in a minute. So that is one of the pictures. I'm going to guesstimate that's the Photoshop stuff as far as the background being changed. So that is my bedroom, and whatchamacallit, I had a picture of my then fiance. His picture was on the nightstand. That is the meditation room. I had thrown a bunch of blankets and cloak stuff right there. That was, I think that was actually at his studio, if I'm not mistaken, with the cloth backdrop. That's in my house. That's the meditation room because of the lavender. That is, you can see the Photoshop right there and there where it was missed. And yeah, you can see the engagement ring and the progression of some of the tattoos. Despite the way that looks, I actually was wearing bottoms because of the way I am. So there's another, and you can see the Photoshop issue right there and there when it comes to the backdrop. And then again there and there, there and there. That's the
meditation room because of the lavender behind there. And so that is a blanket cloak that I had laid down and held myself up to do. Again, you can see the Photoshop on the sides right there. And he had gotten really close for that particular picture. Again, you can see the Photoshop aspects. And again, the Photoshop for the area. That was actually in my library because of, whatchamacallit, I know where I'd taken those particular pictures. But again, you can see the progression of the tattoos. And yes, I do have bottoms on, despite the way the angle of the picture is. And you can even see the Photoshop issue right there with the little dot, as well as that right there, and over there, and there. That is in the den area because of the rose picture that I had hung up there. And again, you can see the Photoshop issues with that in the background. And see, I was wearing something. Picture in the meditation room. And that would be the end of the pictures with Dionysian concepts. So let me turn the camera, phone thingamabob back around, set that up right there. So while I did actually upset that particular photographer, because there was a point when I was walking in the hallway and he smacked me. And I turned around and what did you just do? And the guy, oh, I was just being, don't you ever do that again. Do I make myself clear? And the guy like almost dropped his camera. I was like, I don't know what you think you just did. I told you I'm engaged. Understand and comprehend that. And the guy was just like, I was just playing around. I don't care what you were doing. Keep your hands to yourself. Do you not see? I mean, at that time I had a ring on. Do you not see that? Yeah, I see that. Okay, then don't. Don't. So, in regards to that, you didn't do that again. Did not do that again at all. He was respectful the rest of the entire time. And there was another, it was about another hour and a half. And did not attempt to touch me at all. Ever. It was one of those, yeah, keep your hands to yourself. I'm not interested. Don't touch me ever again. Now, I also didn't know who. Apparently, hypothetically speaking in some regards, apparently the guy I was engaged to might have been related to a congressman in the state of Texas. But I didn't know that at the time. And so, but the guy I was engaged to at the time, he knew I was doing the modeling stuff. So, I showed him a bunch of the pictures. But yeah. And then later, shortly after what that female had told me in San Antonio, somebody in Club Femme had told me that they wanted me to know that Maitresse Renee had used Dionysian concepts for photography of her dungeon or whatever. I was like, okay, I mean, how'd the pictures turn out? They turned out okay? And the, I forget who it was who told me that. I think it was Anna. from Anna and Matt had said, oh, well, you know, she just wanted you to know that she went through that photographer that, you know, took some pictures of you. And I was like, okay. Hope they came out okay. I mean, I don't understand why you're telling me that. But I mean, I've modeled for several different photographers, so I'm not understanding. Is there something you're hinting at? No. We just, both of them, Matt and Anna, and we just wanted you to know that Maitresse Renee and Jason wanted you to know that they had photographed with Dionysian concepts. Okay. Is that all? Are they doing okay? Like, what's going? Like, is that the only thing that you like? Yeah, they just wanted you to know that, so we're, you know, giving you that message. Okay. I don't understand what the big deal is. I hope the pictures came out okay. Like, what am I supposed to say? And Anna had said, you know, well, you know, aren't you upset? Why would I be upset? The photographers take pictures of a lot of different things and a lot of different models if they work with models. So what's the point? And Anna and Matt were just like, aren't you upset? No. Why would I be upset? I am... Photographers take pictures of what they take pictures of, and I am not... I don't have a contract with any photographer that I am exclusive, and no photographer has an exclusive contract with me. That I'm their only subject. So, that being said, because there's no contract, and I don't have an agent in that regard, there's nothing to, like, I'm failing to understand what you're getting at, Anna and Matt, and the two of them just kept trying and trying. I was like, I do not understand where you're going with that. But I got more important stuff to do right now, so unless you've got something else that, like, I mean, they're doing okay in Dallas, right? And they were just like, well, you know, they just wanted you to know that, so we're telling you that. And I was like, okay. Cool. I got stuff I gotta do. Like, I don't understand why you're telling me that. Like, if that's what they had you come and tell me, okay. Anything else? Well, no, we just wanted you to know that. You or Maitresse Renee and Jason? Well, all. Oh, okay, well, hope the pictures turned out okay. I'm kind of dealing with some stuff right now because I had just gotten a phone call from the hospital my daughter was at, so it was like the least important thing, not in any offense towards any of that, just, you know, my daughter in comparison. So it was just, well, you know, okay, you know, I kind of have stuff I'm dealing with. What is the point? Well, you know, you just needed to know that. Okay, well, fine. And I don't mean that in a nice way. I just mean, okay, fine. Like, is there anything else? Because I got some stuff I'm dealing with. Like, my daughter, and making sure she's okay. Like, she just beat someone up in the hospital. So, you know, like, I mean, not trying to be, you know, whatever, but I got stuff I gotta do. And I gotta go to the hospital to make sure my daughter's okay, despite the fact I know she beat up a bunch of people in the hospital, like she's done before. And so, you know, my daughter, I don't deny that, my daughter, she just didn't know when to stop at times. In certain regards, when it came to, you know, when I have gotten into fights, and when I say fights, I don't mean verbal fights, I mean physical fights. You know, once the individual stopped fighting me, because I never swung at anybody
unless I was swung at first. But if I swung at somebody after being swung at, well, I wasn't going to stop until they did. Because I grew up in New Jersey. I've watched too many fights and been a part of a few where, you know, somebody like walks away in the middle of somebody swinging and then they go after and I'm like, no. When you stop swinging, I will stop swinging. Because I want to make sure it is absolutely clear that you are surrendering in the fight, because I'm not going to give up. If you swing at me first and I have to swing back, I'm not going to stop swinging until only a handful of choices. One, you are knocked out and incapable of fighting anymore, and that is how you stop. Two, you surrender, you put your hands up, you walk backwards, and you say, I'm not going to fight you anymore, Susan. Or, in that regard, Lady Dori, Belle. Either way, same person, just names. And then three, somebody gets involved and calls the fight and says it's over. And, you know, usually any situation, there's only been a small number of fights like that where somebody got involved, like stop, and it's like, all right, well, they're already on the ground, so as long as they don't come back at me, there's no problem. But again, you know, if I have to, I have this thing, I won't swing unless I have to. There have been plenty of fights that I have averted where I did not actually swing at anybody, didn't back down either, but didn't actually have to swing at someone. The ones that I've had to swing, those were the only ways those ended. And either of those three scenarios, people went to the hospital. Because of what I did. I'm not gonna lightly... There's only one physical altercation that I got into where I lightly tapped someone, and that was at Midnight Rodeo, and the male was not keeping his eyes where my eyes are and was keeping there in what I was wearing. And then when I realized what he was doing, he had said, to me, he said, if you feel offended, you can slap me. And before he could finish saying slap, I slapped him. And I only did it lightly. I only tapped him. I didn't actually fully slap him. I mean, yeah, I left my handprint on his face. But I didn't hit him that hard. By technicalities. Because I was still leaning back on the fence. This is why I know I didn't hit him that hard. Number one, because I didn't punch him. Number two, I was leaning on the fence, and my one elbow did not leave the wooden fence. So it was literally just... So I know I didn't hit him that hard. I mean, yes, I left my handprint on him, but I didn't stand up. I didn't stand up. I didn't put my full weight behind it. Just saying. So, you know, in that situation in regards to Anna and Matt, and then Maitresse Renee and Jason is one of those, yeah, so like, I gotta go deal with what my daughter did, because she's my daughter and she can swing hard. She knocked out 6 orderlies after taking out a room. That is my daughter. That is my daughter. After she was attacked and encircled, that is my daughter. The aspects of her not being able to stop, though, because of not focusing energy elsewhere in certain regards, it being able to, you know, her biological father would not stop certain things, no matter who got involved. Over dramatic in so many ways, but hypothetically, you could look at my 2 ex-sisters-in-law, Mary Evangelina Nichols Osteen and Susie Marie Nichols Lopez, for examples on that, hypothetically. So you guys have a good one.